I am currently in the south of France. I'm actually overlooking the French Riviera right now as I speak, and I am at the Cannes Lions Creativity Festival for the first time. This is actually the first time that I've actually been able to come in person. I've been able to work on this awesome project alongside my boss and really see what it looks like coming together. But being here in person is a totally different experience. It's like nothing I could have ever imagined, and I'm glad I got the chance to come. I was actually talking to a new acquaintance who's actually an old acquaintance from New York and the conference circuit that I run in, and she was telling me that she, on her team, she doesn't want to make an expectation that if you do really, really well, that you get to come here to camp. And so I thought this was interesting because it wasn't the first time I heard this. Apparently it's a really, really big honor to be selected to come because, I mean, it's an expensive trip. Your company has to really see the value that you put in and will put out from your presence here, and hearing that just reaffirmed why I'm here. When I got off the plane, I kept thinking, I belong here, I belong here, I belong here. I literally chanted this to myself, not to just calm myself down for the fact that I'm in the south of France, or this is my first time actually in France, but to put myself at peace, knowing that no matter what happens this week, that I earned my way here, and I am an asset to not just my boss, not just my team, not just my company, but to myself. I've proven a lot to myself over the years, and so when I told myself, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here, I told myself that I'm gonna have to make the most of this awesome opportunity, and I think I have. I have been doing something that is new to me and a little bit different. To backtrack, I finished reading Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes book the day before I flew out, and it was by far the most amazing books I've read this year, and I've read a lot. And in the book, she talks about, saying obviously yes more to requests that she would normally say no to, and I found myself feeling the exact same way. But this week, it wasn't just saying yes to going to that party on the yacht, yes to going to that meeting in the penthouse suite, yes to meeting with these new people, yes to being introduced into this new circle, yes to staying up late and roaming the streets, yes to shaking hands with someone just because they walk past and smile, or yes to pouring out rosé and handing out free bottles like it's candy. Yes to carrying and handing out my business card instead of just, expecting that we'll connect sometime else if it's meant to be. I was saying yes to all these opportunities and all these things that got me out of my place of comfort. But most importantly, I was saying yes to myself. I wasn't just saying yes to other people. I was saying yes to the version of me that I wanted to be and be more of. So when my first night here, I told myself, okay, you're going to say yes to everything. Everything. Even the things you don't know, you typically say no to. So that even included walking down the street. So I'm one of, several women of color or black women here at this conference. Like, walking down the street, I can see them, and even if we haven't met each other, I'm like, I've seen you 5-6 times. I know where you're going. I know we share a bond just by looking at each other. So there are that few of us here, and it kind of brings out a sense of, do I belong here? I mean, I have no problem standing out. It's gonna happen. I know, even when I'm in New York, but I had to force myself to stand out. When walking down the street, I had to not just plug in my headphones and look straight ahead and not smile at people. I decided to say yes to the flourishing spirit in me, the person who wanted to strut in France, the person who wanted to hold her head up, her chin up, and meet people with their eyes and making that eye contact and just being present anywhere I was. So I said yes to myself when walking down the street. I said yes to myself when walking into a conversation. I said yes to being a boss and just bossing it out. And so I even got to a point of thinking, well, when I started off in this business, whenever I started anywhere and I had a new boss and they asked for something and they needed something, I was always on it. I even if I didn't know what I was doing, even if I had to fake it until I knew it, until I did it, I got things done. And I delivered to my boss, and I delivered to all the people who I considered higher level than me, had an expectation of where I was and what I had to offer. But this time I thought to myself, then why don't I say yes to the boss that I am? Why don't I say yes to boss Katie? If she needs you to do something, if she needs you to step up and show up and be present and be involved and put herself out there to get things done and to really experience something in a new and exciting way, then why not say yes? Why not say yes to the boss that I am? And showing up and not thinking that I'm on a totally lower level from these CEOs and executives and celebrities that I've literally been surrounded by the entire trip, but saying, you know what, I'm here. And I'm confident in myself and who I am and what I have to offer. And even if I don't have anything to offer, I'm confident in anything that I do. And I'm going to carry myself like a boss. And that's exactly what I did this week. And there have been so many great moments that I've taken from it. I actually got a chance to meet an editor from a very, 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 very well-known magazine. And we had this really great conversation. I'm thinking, had I said no to staying out that night, had I said no to going on that yacht, had I said no to talking to the stranger or dancing, jokingly dancing, then I probably would not have made that connection. I would have been back in my hotel room watching House of Cards on Netflix. And I would have missed out. Another one would have been missing out on getting like a front row seat to see Jess Glynn, an artist that I absolutely adore. And that was like on the first night. That was the first night out. And my boss was like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm going back to my room. And she's like, no, you're not. And she grabs my arm. And instead of fighting it, instead of saying, I want to go back and wash my hair because there's so much smoke in it, I said yes. I said I didn't fight. I said yes to the part of me that actually does want to do more and get out more. So I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I made the most of this trip by making it matter to me and making the most of what I had to offer. And so it's been a great time. I'm excited to get back home. I am excited to be there in time for Pride, New York City. And I guess I will see you later. Au revoir.